Most people live like puppets, controlled by the strings of other people's words, actions, and opinions. A single comment can ruin their day. A small rejection can shatter their confidence. A bit of criticism can send them into self-doubt. Why? Because they give others too much power. They let the outside world dictate their inner peace. The truth is, no one can affect you emotionally unless you allow them to. No one can disturb your peace unless you open the door. You suffer not because of what others say or do. Babies can't decide less many conflicts than they learn. Babies can't decide less many. Okay, let's face it. Over the past 100 years, we've had illiterate. First step to becoming untouchable is to realize that your emotions are yours alone. No one else should control them. It's the mindset shift that changes everything. The moment you stop seeking validation from others, the moment you stop letting external events decide your mood, that's the moment you gain freedom. Most people live in a reactive state. They're like leaves in the wind. Wherever the wind blows, they follow. They react to everything around them. Someone insults them, they feel hurt. Someone disagrees with them, they feel defensive. Someone ignores them, they feel unimportant. But those who are untouchable operate differently. They don't react, they respond. They don't absorb negativity, they observe it. And they don't get offended. They stay unmoved, and because of this, they hold all the power. Why? People try to pull you down. People will always test you. Some will criticize you, some will disrespect you, some will try to make you feel small, not because something is wrong with you, but because of their own insecurities. Understand this. People can only hurt you from a place of weakness. Strong, confident individuals don't waste their energy trying to tear others down. Only those who feel powerless try to control others. And that is the moment you realize this, their words lose all meaning, their actions lose all power over you. You finally see the truth. They're not strong, they're not superior, they're not in control. They are desperate for a reaction. And when you refuse to give them what they want, when you remain calm, when you do not react, you win every time. The power of emotional detachment is not about being cold or heartless. It's about knowing what deserves your energy and what doesn't. It's about recognizing that most things simply don't matter. Imagine a king sitting on his throne. Do you think he reacts every time someone speaks against him? No. He understands his power. He knows that his energy is too valuable to waste on meaningless noise. You must adopt the same mindset. Stop giving away your emotions so easily. Not everything deserves your reaction. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts. Guard your mind like a fortress. When you master this, you will walk through life untouchable, unshaken by the world around you. Your first step toward becoming untouchable starts now, from this moment forward. Promise yourself one thing: you will no longer let external forces control you. The next time someone insults you, stay calm. The next time someone disrespects you, smile and walk away. The next time someone tries to pull you down, remind yourself, it's not about you, it's about them. The stronger you become mentally, the weaker their hold on you will be. This is the foundation of becoming untouchable. And in the next section, you will learn why people try to control you and how to break free from their grip forever. Stay with me. Your transformation is just beginning. Have you ever noticed how some people always have something negative to say? How they try to make you feel small, weak, or unworthy? Have you ever wondered why they do this? It's not because you're wrong. It's not because you're not good enough. It's because they want control. Human psychology is simple. People who lack control over themselves try to control others. When someone insults you, belittles you, or tries to manipulate you, they're not showing strength, they're revealing their weakness. They're exposing their own insecurities. A confident person doesn't need to put others down. A strong person doesn't need to control anyone. Only those who feel powerless inside seek to dominate others. They want to see you react. They want to make you doubt yourself. They want to feel like they have power over your emotions. But here's the truth. They only succeed if you let them. The psychology of manipulation. Most people don't attack you out of hatred. They attack you because they want something from you. Whether it's a reaction, validation, or submission. A critic wants to feel smarter than you. A bully wants to feel stronger than you. A manipulator wants to feel in control of you. It's about them, their fears, their insecurities, their desperate need for significance. Once you understand this, their words lose all power. You no longer take insults personally. You no longer feel the need to argue, explain, or prove yourself. You see the game for what it is. A weak attempt to control you. How to break free from their influence. Stop feeding them your energy. The only way to win is not to play their game. When you refuse to react, they lose all power over you. When you stay calm in the face of provocation, you become untouchable. They speak, but you remain unmoved. They try to offend, but you do not respond. They seek control, but you give them nothing. And in that moment, you become truly free. Imagine a life where nothing disturbs your peace. No insult shakes your confidence. No rejection weakens your spirit. No opinion makes you question yourself. This is emotional independence, the ability to control your inner world no matter what happens around you. Most people are emotionally dependent. They let others dictate how they feel. A compliment makes them happy. A criticism makes them insecure. They are prisoners of external validation. But here's the truth. If someone else can control how you feel, they own you. True power comes when you detach your emotions from external forces. You stop being a puppet to people's opinions. You stop reacting to negativity. You stop needing approval. You take back control. Why emotional dependency makes you weak? If your happiness depends on people treating you well, what happens when they don't? If your confidence depends on others recognizing your worth, what happens when they ignore you? If your inner peace depends on the world being kind, what happens when it's cruel? The world will not always be fair. People will not always be kind. And if your emotions are tied to the outside world, you will always be at the mercy of things you cannot control. Emotionally weak people suffer because they expect respect, they expect kindness, they expect fairness, and when they don't get it, they break. But those who are emotionally independent expect nothing, and because of that, nothing can hurt them. How to build emotional independence. Stop seeking validation. If you know your worth, you don't need others to confirm it. Detach from opinions. People's words reflect them, not you. Control your reactions. The less you react, the more power you hold. Accept reality. The world owes you nothing, and that's a good thing. When you no longer depend on others to feel strong, confident, or worthy, you become untouchable. No one can shake what they do not control. And from that moment on, your emotions belong to you alone. Why do so many people feel trapped? Why do they hesitate to speak their minds, chase their dreams, or stand up for themselves? It's because they are addicted to approval. They crave acceptance. They fear rejection. They shape their lives around what others think, and in doing so, they hand over their power. But here's the hard truth. Seeking approval makes you weak. It keeps you dependent. It keeps you controlled. And worst of all, it makes you betray yourself just to fit in. Why? Approval is a trap. The human brain is wired for social survival. In ancient times, rejection from the tribe meant death. This is why people feared disapproval. It triggers a deep primal instinct. But today, this fear is irrational. You don't need anyone's approval to survive. You don't need permission to be yourself. And yet most people still act like they do. They silence their opinions to avoid conflict. They dress, speak, and act to fit others' expectations. They hesitate to take risks because they fear judgment. And in the end, they live a life that isn't even theirs. How to break free from the need for approval. Accept that not everyone will like you, and that's okay. Trying to please everyone is a losing game. Stop apologizing for who you are. You don't owe anyone an explanation for being yourself. Redefine rejection. It's not a sign of failure. It's proof that you're standing for something real. Ask yourself, if no one's opinion mattered, what would I do? The moment you stop seeking approval, you become unstoppable. You no longer hesitate. You no longer hold back. You no longer let the world tell you who you should be. And when you reach that point, no one can control you ever again. Why do people try to get a reaction out of you? Why do they push your buttons, insult you, or try to make you feel small? Just because your reaction is their reward. The moment you respond with anger, frustration, or insecurity, they win. They gain control over your emotions and prove that they have power over you. But when you refuse to react, you take that power back. Why does reacting make you weak? Most people live on autopilot. The moment they are insulted, they react with anger. The moment they are ignored, they feel hurt. The moment they are criticized, they feel the need to defend themselves. But here's the truth. Reaction is weakness. Control is strength. When you react, you are being controlled. You are letting someone else dictate your mood, your energy, and your peace. You are letting them decide how you feel, and that is the ultimate form of slavery. To master the art of not reacting, pause before responding. When someone provokes you, take a deep breath and give yourself space to think. See the game for what it is. They want a reaction. If you give it to them, you feed their power. Detach emotionally. Their words do not define you. Their opinions do not shape your reality. Choose silence over conflict. Sometimes the strongest response is no response at all. The power of silence is immense. Nothing frustrates a manipulator more than silence. Nothing disarms an aggressor more than indifference. When you stop reacting, you stop giving away your energy, you stop being a puppet in someone else's game. They insult you and you remain calm. They criticize you and you smile. They try to control you and you walk away. In that moment you win because nothing is more powerful than a person who cannot be shaken. The most powerful voice in your life is not the one coming from others, it's the one inside your own head. It shapes how you see yourself, decides whether you rise or fall. Yet, most people let this voice work against them. They repeat the insults they've heard, replay the doubts that others have planted, and let their fears speak louder than their potential. But here's the truth. If you don't control your inner dialogue, someone else will. Why? Because your thoughts control your reality. Your mind believes what you tell it. If you constantly think, I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, or people don't respect me, your brain accepts those thoughts as facts. And once that belief takes root, it controls everything. Your confidence, your actions, and your entire life. But the opposite is also true. When you start feeding your mind with strength, confidence, and self-respect, everything changes. You no longer seek approval. You no longer doubt yourself. You no longer allow negativity to take hold. To reprogram your mind, catch negative thoughts instantly. The moment a self-doubt or insecurity enters your mind, stop it. Refuse to let it grow. Replace it with power. Instead of thinking, I can't handle this, say, I am in control. Instead of thinking, what if they don't like me? Say, their opinion is irrelevant to my self-worth. Repeat strength daily. Just like training a muscle, your mind needs repetition. Speak confidence, power, and resilience into yourself every day. Detach from the voice of fear. Not every thought deserves your attention. If a thought weakens you, discard it like trash. Becoming untouchable from the inside out means that external attacks mean nothing when your inner world is unshakable. No insult can break you if you don't accept it. No rejection can wound you if you don't take it personally. No challenge can defeat you if your mind is trained for strength. Control your inner dialogue and you control your destiny. And when you master your mind, no one, absolutely no one, can touch you. Some battles are not worth fighting. Some people are not worth your energy. Some situations do not deserve your attention. But most people don't realize this. They argue, they defend, they explain, wasting time on things that do not matter. But here's the truth. Walking away is not weakness. It is power. When you walk away, you send a message. I do not need to prove myself to anyone. You show that you are in control, that you refuse to be dragged into pointless conflicts, and that your energy is too valuable to be wasted. Why does walking away make you stronger? Most people stay in toxic situations because of ego. They want to win the argument. They want to prove their worth. They want to be understood. But what they don't realize is that true strength is indifference. The person who argues all day is controlled by their emotions. The person who gets offended easily is controlled by others' opinions. The person who always needs the last word is controlled by their ego. But the one who walks away, that person is untouchable. To master the art of walking away, recognize when energy is being wasted. Not every battle is worth fighting. Ask yourself, will this matter in a week? In a year? If not, let it go. Detach from the need to be right. You don't need to win arguments. You don't need to prove your intelligence. Your self-worth is not up for debate. Silence is your weapon. Nothing confuses an instigator more than a lack of response. When you walk away, you take away their power. Value your peace over their drama. Protect your energy. Give your time only to things that elevate you. Becoming untouchable through disengagement means that some people will try to pull you into their chaos. Some will try to trap you in endless debates. Some will try to drain your energy just to feel powerful. But when you walk away, calm, composed, and completely uninterested, you win every time. Because nothing is more powerful than a person who refuses to be controlled. Most people are easy to read. They react the same way every time. Get angry and they fight back. Ignore them and they chase. Push them and they break. This makes them easy to control. But when you become unpredictable, you become untouchable. No one can manipulate you. No one can anticipate your next move. No one can control what they cannot understand. Why does predictability make you weak? Weak people are controlled because they are too easy to figure out. If you always defend yourself, people will keep attacking. If you always explain yourself, people will keep questioning you. If you always react with emotion, people will keep provoking you. But unpredictability, that is strength. 2, use unpredictability to your advantage. Don't react how they expect. When someone insults you, instead of getting angry, smile. Instead of defending yourself, stay silent. Confuse them. Be calm when they expect rage. People push your buttons because they want to see you lose control. When you remain calm, you take away their power. Change your patterns. If you always explain yourself, stop. If you always chase people, walk away. If you always argue, remain silent. Make them wonder. Keep your emotions private. Never let people know what truly gets to you. The less they know, the less control they have. But becoming an unshakable mystery means that people fear what they cannot predict. They don't know how to manipulate someone who refuses to play the game. They don't know how to control someone who reacts on their own terms. And that is where true power lies. When no one can anticipate your response, no one can break you. And when no one can break you, you are truly free. Why do people suffer? Why do they feel broken when someone rejects them, insults them, or leaves them behind? It's because they are attached to people, to opinions, to outcomes. And attachment breeds weakness. But the moment you master detachment, you become unstoppable. You stop needing validation. You stop fearing loss. You stop being controlled by things that do not serve you. Why does attachment make you weak? Most people live in fear because they are too attached. They fear losing approval, so they stay silent. They fear losing relationships, so they tolerate disrespect. They fear failure, so they never take risks. But here's the truth. Attachment is an illusion. Nothing is truly permanent. People change, opinions shift, circumstances evolve. The more you cling to things outside your control, the more power you give away. To develop true detachment, let go of expectations. Accept nothing and you'll never be disappointed. Accept reality as it is. Stop resisting. Stop wishing things were different. Take life as it comes. Control only what is yours. Your mind, your actions, your energy. These are the only things within your power. See people for who they are, not who you want them to be. Let go of illusion. The freedom of letting go means that when you stop attaching your happiness to people, they can no longer hurt you. When you stop attaching your confidence to approval, you become immune to rejection. When you stop attaching your success to one outcome, you open the door to infinite possibilities. Detachment is not indifference, it is power. It is seeing life clearly, free from illusion. And when you master it, nothing and no one can shake you. Most people depend too much on the outside world. They need others to make them feel worthy. They need society's approval to feel successful. They need relationships to feel complete. But this dependence makes them vulnerable. True strength comes from self-sufficiency, the ability to stand on your own, emotionally, mentally, and financially. When you rely on nothing and no one to complete you, you become unbreakable. When you base your happiness, confidence, or stability on others, you create a fragile foundation. If you rely on someone's love to feel complete, what happens when they're gone? If you seek validation to feel sure of yourself, what happens when it's not given? If you depend on approval to feel worthy, what happens when people turn their backs on you? Dependency breeds fear. Fear of loss, fear of rejection, fear of being alone. And where there is fear, there is control. Those who need nothing from others cannot be manipulated. To become truly self-sufficient, you must cultivate emotional independence. Stop searching for happiness in others and start finding it within yourself. Build financial strength. While money won't buy happiness, it will buy freedom. The less you depend on others, the more control you have over your own life. Sharpen your skills. The more capable you are, the less help you need from the world. Be your own source of validation. Know your worth, even when no one recognizes it. The unstoppable mindset is about being self-sufficient. People who don't rely on others for attention or support aren't controlled. They choose relationships out of desire, not need. They chase their dreams with courage, not hesitation. When you reach this level of strength, no one can manipulate you, break you, or stop you. Emotions are powerful. They can propel you to success, or they can destroy you. Many people let their emotions control them. They get angry and say things they regret. They feel fear and hold themselves back. they get hurt and fall into self-doubt. But the moment you learn to master your emotions, you become unstoppable. No one can provoke you, no one can break you, no one can manipulate you with fear, guilt, or anger, and you take full control of your mind, actions, and life. Losing control makes you weak. When someone makes you angry and you lash out, they win. When someone insults you and you feel hurt, they win. When someone ignores you and you crave their attention, they win. Every time you react emotionally, you give away your power. They press a button and you respond just as they want. That is not strength. It's being controlled. To master your emotions, take a moment before reacting. Pause before responding. Take a deep breath. Give yourself time to think. Detach from your triggers. Recognize when someone is trying to provoke you. Don't fall for it. Train yourself to stay calm no matter what happens. Act as if it doesn't affect you. Over time, it won't. Use logic over emotion. Feelings change, but truth does not. Make decisions based on reason, not fleeting emotion. Become emotionally untouchable. Imagine a version of yourself who is never shaken. Insults don't faze you. Disrespect doesn't bother you. Manipulation doesn't work on you. You remain calm, composed, and focused. Always in control of your emotions. This is ultimate power. The person who controls their emotions controls their destiny. Once you reach this level, no one can shake you. Most people talk too much. They overshare their plans, explain themselves unnecessarily, and reveal their vulnerabilities without realizing it. They think speaking more makes them appear confident, but in reality, the more you talk, the more power you give away. The strongest people in the world understand one truth: silence is power. When you say less, you control the conversation. When you say less, people respect your presence. When you say less, you keep your power. Talking too much makes you weak. Words can be used against you. The more people know about you, the easier it is to manipulate you. When you share your struggles, others know where to attack. When you explain yourself too much, you seem insecure. When you talk about your plans, others can sabotage them. Mystery is strength. The less people know about you, the more they wonder. The more they wonder, the more they respect you. To master the art of saying less, speak only when necessary. Don't waste words. Make every sentence count. Let others reveal themselves first. The less you speak, the more they talk. Use that to your advantage. Never feel the need to explain yourself unless it's required. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your choices. Confidence is silent. Use silence as a tool. When someone expects a reaction, give them none. When someone presses for an answer, take your time. Silence creates tension. Present. Wife wants a pornigan. Kill me. You eat a sock. Have you noticed how the most powerful people in the room are often the quietest? That's because silence demands attention. It sparks curiosity. It compels people to listen. It commands respect. When you talk less, you become predictable. When you talk less, you maintain control. When you talk less, you keep your power where it belongs, with you. So many people are controlled by their emotions because they care too much about what others think. They care about how others treat them. They care about things that don't truly matter. They waste energy trying to impress, trying to win approval, trying to prove something. But the moment you master indifference, you become untouchable. No insult can offend you. No rejection can break you. No loss can shake you, because Nothing outside of you has the power to control you. Caring too much makes you weak. When you care too much about opinions, you become a slave to validation. When you care too much about rejection, you fear taking risks. When you care too much about people's actions, you give them the power to manipulate you. But when you stop caring about things beyond your control, you take your power back. You move through life with unshakable confidence because nothing external defines your worth. To master indifference, detach from others' opinions. What people think of you is their business, not yours. Stop seeking validation. No one's approval is more important than your own. Accept what you cannot control. People will say things, situations will change. Let it happen without attachment. Focus only on what matters, your growth, your peace, your goals. Everything else is just background noise. Freedom through indifference. When you stop reacting to negativity, it fades away. When you stop caring about petty things, they lose power over you. When you stop seeking approval, people respect you more. Indifference is not weakness, it's ultimate strength. It's the ability to walk through fire without being burned, without being shaken, without losing yourself. And when you master it, no one can control you. Most people fear being alone. They stay in toxic friendships, they tolerate disrespect, they surround themselves with the wrong people just to avoid loneliness. But in doing so, they weaken themselves. The truth is, being alone is not a weakness, it is a weapon. The strongest people are those who do not fear solitude. They use it to build themselves, to sharpen their minds, to gain independence. And because they don't need anyone, no one can control them. Most people can't walk alone. They cling to others because they fear their own thoughts. They fear facing themselves. They fear the silence. But what they don't realize is that solitude is where strength is built. When you walk alone, you stop seeking approval. When you walk alone, you develop unshakable self-respect. When you walk alone, you build a mind that is immune to manipulation. Weak people need a crowd to feel secure. Strong people stand alone and remain unshaken. To embrace walking alone, get comfortable with solitude, learn to enjoy your own company. Silence is not emptiness, it is power. Detach from needing people. Want them, appreciate them, but never need them. Use solitude to sharpen your mind. Read, reflect, grow. Make time alone a time of self-mastery. Walk your own path. Most people follow the crowd out of fear. The strongest ones create their own way. When you master walking alone, you become fearless. You're not desperate for attention. You're not afraid of losing people. You're not controlled by loneliness because you've built yourself to a level where you are complete on your own. And when you reach that level, you become untouchable. Most people go through life reacting to others, reacting to problems, reacting to negativity. They are like leaves in the wind, easily moved, easily controlled. But those who rise above, those who master their minds, become untouchable. This isn't about arrogance. This isn't about being emotionless. It's about power. The power to live on your terms, unaffected, unshaken, unstoppable. An untouchable person doesn't beg for approval. An untouchable person doesn't fear rejection. An untouchable person doesn't let emotions dictate their actions. They walk through life with complete control. Insults don't faze them. Manipulation doesn't work on them. Fear doesn't hold them back. They have mastered emotional control. They respond, never react. They let go of what they cannot control. They don't waste words, and they never explain themselves. They rely on no one but themselves. They walk alone, unafraid of solitude, embracing it. The ultimate reward is total freedom. The moment you master yourself, you become free. Free from opinions, free from fear, free from control. No one can manipulate you. No one can break you. No one can make you feel inferior. You've built a mind that is immune to weakness. is to be truly untouchable. Not invincible, not perfect, but completely in control of yourself, your actions, and your destiny. And when you reach this level, the world no longer dictates who you are.